Alright boys, today I'm back again with another guide video. Today we're going to be doing Neon. I'm going to be going through all of the different duelists now after this duelist patch. Some of the agents have become crazy, like ISO. Neon's also just been buffed to the maximum, we'll say. But yeah, Neon, she's one of my favorite agents, always has been. She just hasn't been very good in the meta for a very long time. Her kit just didn't make sense. Now it does make sense. Super fun now, super aggressive agent. You can get really crafty with it, as you can see with this clip here. The Neon ult has become so much better because you can move left and right a lot faster. But yeah, this video is going to be for noobs to Neon and advanced Neons alike. We're going to start off slow with all just the ability interactions, and then we're going to go through how to utilize them properly in an actual game. So yeah, let's just jump into the video. Alright, so we're going to start off here just talking about Neon's run and her energy meter, okay? So Neon has an energy meter like Viper and Sky's Heal, I guess. It's not really the same, but mainly Viper. So when you pop your run, you'll see your meter go down. I think you got about 10 seconds to run. Go super duper fast, really nice and fun, real gamer like, and that's pretty much the meter, okay? But we will start off with Neon's run because it is her bread and butter. It is her everything. It's why you really pick the agent. So we'll talk about that, right? Neon's run basically just enhances your move speed by some percentage. No idea what percent. Doesn't really matter what it is.
Almost down.
But you can run around, right? The first thing you want to do, and you pick up Neon, you should be doing this on every agent anyway. But mainly Neon is change your jump to scroll wheel. You see I have it double binded. Just makes it a lot easier to bunny hop because bunny hopping is everything about this agent. If you can't bunny hop, Neon is not your pick. You need to learn how to bunny hop. Now, I can't give you a full comprehensive bunny hop guide here. It would take too long. But the main thing you need to know is you want to be pressing any of your keys, but we'll just talk about W, right? So you want to hold W to go forward, and then you see when I want to go to the right, so I want to bunny hop to the right, I will move my camera to the right. If I want to bunny hop to the left, I will move my camera to the left. And I will use the movement key, right? So to the left, I go with A. To the right, I go with D, right? Do it without your ult or without your sprint here at first. Make it nice and easy. And you can just move around. You can change direction to mid-air. Just make sure you follow that pattern, right? If you want to go to the right, you move your key. You use your right movement key. You want to go to the left, move your left movement key. And don't spin too fast or you will spin out. We'll call it spin out, right? And that's essentially bunny hopping, right? You just run around, you get some crazy movements, jump on top of boxes, you do everything faster, right? Really nice movement. And then you've also got Neon Slide, right? After this update, you have 2 charges of the slide, which we love this, okay? And they also made you fully accurate while sliding, right? Hello, Tempo from the future here, with a pair of glasses on, right? I was talking about the slide. You have 3 accurate bullets while you're full sliding with a Phantom. I'm not sure about the Vandal, but you can see here I've got 4 bullets left. If I slide, you can see on this meter here 3 bullets are accurate, 1 is inaccurate. So the best way to go about this is fire a couple bullets and then strafe afterwards. So you can clear corners now with this super aggressively, unlike before where you were really vulnerable when you're sliding. Now you're always ready to fight people. So you can just use it kind of like a raised satchel peek before, you know, they nerf raise into the ground. And you can just fuck people up. This ability is really disgusting now for killing people. Super nice. And of course, 2 charges is a lot because you can use this now early on, get some info. Maybe you want to get something, and then you can just destroy people. They also made it with Neon's left and right. It's fast now. It used to be slower than going forward, but now it's just as fast. So you can actually jiggle peek people now. Sorry, I'm stumbling on my words. Which is a lot, like, it's pretty good. You can also just jump peek with this. There's a lot. You can do everything with normal movement, just, you know, even better with Neon's running. And the slide is just, it's so nice, man. It's so nice to use. But yeah, that is gonna be Neon's run. Now, we're going to talk about Neon's wall next, because I think this ability is really strong. Just, people don't use it properly, right? So there's a lot of ways to use this, okay? At a baseline, it is right where my cursor is, where I shoot my gun. Neon basically shoots out a thing with her 2 fingers. It's a projectile. There we go. If it hits a wall, it stops. If it doesn't hit the wall, it will go all the way over to wherever you pointed it, okay? Now this will go over all walls on the map. Doesn't really matter. As you can see, it will just go wherever you point it. Simple, straightforward. Now, how do we make this ability feel better? Because it doesn't do any damage anymore. Nothing stops any enemies from running into this, right? Because the standard combo would be... Game froze. Standard combo would be just, you know, run with the wall, right? But what's to stop the enemy from just, you know, peeking into it? Nothing really. So when we're using this thing on entry, which is the main place we're going to use this, we want to kind of run and jump through the wall like this. It will make it easier. It will make it so the enemy can't just peek you. It also means you can check corners like these while you're going in, right? And then you can like slide through and try and fight people. That's like the most standard way to use it. You can also use it with your stun, which we haven't talked about. Right? So, you know, toss up my wall. Do this. Boom. Really nice. Nice entry. Let's go. And that's the main way you can use it. Now, this ability can also be used very, very strongly for fakes, right? So this is one of my favorite plays to do on Lotus. Lotus is probably my favorite map for Neon right now. I think she's really good on this map. Rest of the map pool don't really suit her. I don't know how Abyss is going to be, but that map isn't out. So one of my favorite plays here on Lotus is everyone fights over this rubble area. So if you just toss a wall like this, you can take rubble very easily, right? You know, toss that, run over rubble. Rubble is now yours. And then you can get up here, and stun here if you want to, and you can spam the box, okay? Really, really solid way to take a main. Once you take a main, the site's a lot easier to take, so it's worth my abilities. The other thing you can do with this is you can, if you are doing that wall constantly, you can just toss it and run away like this. And you can just fake A with one neon wall, because this ability is super loud and obvious that you're staying, like you're here. So it's a really good ability for fakes like that. And Neon with her sprint is a very good rotate character. One of the reasons she's very good, especially on defense, is in a map like this where it's huge, you have pretty fast rotates. And with this Neon buff to your meter, the way it regens, like 30 or it was like 300% faster or something. I don't know. It used to be 60 seconds to regen. Now it's 20. That's a lot faster, so you can just sprint around the map, just doing whatever you want, and you'll have some energy back, so you can keep using your slides. And all it takes is one kill to fully regen this. Or wait 20 seconds. It's pretty good. It's a lot more consistent than it used to be. It's a lot better. But that's one of my favorite ways to use the Neon wall. And your stun is going to be, when you want to fully commit to a fight, you want to pop your stun. You basically, any areas you don't want to like take your time on, or any other areas like here where the enemy can peek you while you're running up, you want to just stun there. Alright, so you know, I'm running up from all the way back here. I'm gonna stun either like here, bounce it up, or I'm gonna stun here. They're my two big threats, right? If this is smoked, I'll probably stun here, or maybe I'll stun the smoke if we got a pick here, you know what I mean? This is the I don't want anyone to peek me from here tool, especially on your entries. And if you do tag anyone, you can, like, this stun here. Okay, that was bug. This stun here is really strong. You can see it stuns all of backside. You can run up and just try and kill whoever you stun. It's so much more consistent now after the buffs. Just so much better. And the last thing you have is your ult. Now, your ult is really nice because you get this cheeky little finger gun. The gun itself is... it's good and it's bad. It's really good in lower elos because no one can catch you. But it's also gotten better now in high elo because since you are moving faster left and right now, you can strafe people out super hard like this. Even harder to hit you now with the Neon ult, which is kind of crazy for everyone in low elo, but it was really bad in high elo, I'm not gonna lie. But the main thing that this ult does is not only is it a free gun for a while, but you see it does run out. It's a little bit longer lasting than your regular sprint, so that's nice. I think it's like 15 seconds maybe. But obviously every time you get a kill, it will keep resetting and resetting. You can 3-shot to the head in close range. It is not good at long range. From this distance, it will take 15 shots to the body. and it does double damage to the head, so it'll take, I don't know, 7.5 shots. So 8 shots to kill to the head from this range. That is not good. If you have a rifle already, just use your rifle at this range. If you're close range, this thing is an absolute monster. It will destroy people, or the classical one-shot you. Unlucky. But anyway, the big thing is this will reset your slide, which means you can do some crazy things with this, right? So this is just a demonstration of how far you can go with this, okay? So because it resets my slide, if I slide, then ult, I have 2 more slides. So you can triple slide with this, right? Look at this. That is the distance you can cover with just slides. That is crazy. And you can also use this to fake people out. So let's say you go like this, and then you slide back out. You know what I mean? You can definitely kill a guy in that lane. You can just do so much things with this. Of course, you can slide in all directions. I had not talked about this, but you can slide in all directions. Forward, left, and right are very simple. Backward slide can take a little bit of practice. You have to just tap the S key. So I'll run forward here, and if I tap the S key last second, I can slide backwards. I slid forward and ulted there, but it's a lot easier to slide backwards if you jump and then tap the S key, but you can do it from the ground as well. Just a little bit more difficult. You can also slide diagonally. As you can see, you can slide backwards diagonally, you can slide forwards diagonally, you can do a lot. Every single movement you can do with Neon. Super movement based agent. But yeah, that's gonna be all of her abilities. They're simple, but they can also be very complicated, especially in the movement stuff. But it's a lot of fun to learn. So if you wanna stick with it, the longer you play Neon, the better you're gonna get at her. She's not the easiest agent. She's probably one of the harder duelists. Like, her and Yoru would probably be the most difficult agents to master. But it's so worth it, man. This agent is a lot of fun, especially after this patch. I know there's a lot more Neon players out here. All my Raze mains, I love you, but I know you're all playing Neon right now. Unlucky. But yeah, let's move on to the next section. Why play Neon? Who is Neon for? Neon is a crazy, aggressive duelist. She just loves to create chaos on the battlefield. You know, running, jumping in, stunning random things, going crazy with some movement, tossing up a wall. It's really hard for the enemy to predict what you're going to do and where you're going to go. And even if they do predict you and they start trying to shoot you, you can just slide and then fight somebody. You know what I mean? She's crazy aggressive. She has a lot of different movement techs, so she's very hard to master. So if you enjoy the grind of like learning an agent, you know, learning all the little tiny things about them, Neon is your best friend. Very fun agent. The only big thing with Neon is she is hard countered by Cypher. So if you hate Cypher, you're gonna hate him even more if you play Neon. If you have a Sova on your team, you better love that guy to destroy all the trips for you. And yeah, you don't want to get caught by a Cypher trap. If you spot a Cypher, just run the other direction. But Neon, if you're a Red Bull head, if you're riddled with ADHD and you love to jump around going crazy, Neon's your agent. She's very fun. She's pretty flexible, you know, with fast rotations and stuff. You can play her slower, you can play her faster. A lot of things you can do with Neon. But yeah, that's basically all about. Alright, so first up, we're going to start the game with where you start pretty much. It's on pistol round and how to eco properly, right? Neon, she's got probably the most flexible pistol play in the game right now after this patch. You can use everything and anything you want, right? You can go with a shorty, and you can go with this, where you have a wall and 2 slides. You can go for a stun instead. I like this for maps like Bind, where you can run in with a shorty, and you can just start popping people. Really strong. I'm going to have a clip of that playing here. It's very strong. You can run up, just dome people with a shorty. The equip speed is so fast now that you can just murder people. It's pretty funny. You can also go for the most stock standard buy, which a lot of people like, is a ghost and a stun. It's simple. It's not really Neon, but it's straightforward. You know what I mean? You got a good gun, you got a nice stun, you got a nice slide. Simple, straightforward. A lot of people like going for a wall, especially on attack. A lot more times I will buy the wall on attack. For a point like this, like I was showing earlier, because of the nice wall to get you across, stop all the cringe things from coming out at you. You can go for a frenzy, a stun, and double slide. This buy is very, very strong if you like the frenzy. You can see you can just go crazy on people with the slide. This one is one to look out for, and one to, if you want to perfect it, this is probably the best buy, to be honest, because you can just insta-give people. You're so fast. You basically have a stinger on pistol round. It's pretty good. And if you want to say I hate abilities, you can go with a sheriff. I like this on defense on some of these longer range maps. Very nice. Breeze is gone, but Icebox is still here. Very, very nice. Sheriff is just a good weapon all around. Does everything you want. And you can also go for a buy like this. If you don't like the frenzy, you can go light armor with this. Or you can even just go full util if you'd prefer that, if you still want the wall. Very strong with the slide as well. You got a shotgun and a pistol in one. Classic is still a very, very good gun. Let's say most of the time, right, we'll buy something like this, okay? So this is what your money will look like if we lose the pistol round without planting bomb and without getting any kills, okay? Damn, we died. Unlucky, right? This is kind of what your money's going to look like if you didn't plant, you didn't get any kills. You're pretty broke, right? One thing I've liked a lot more ever since the Outlaw was introduced, right? So the original buy I would always do would be buy a sheriff and either a stun or a wall, depending on what I like. If I didn't use my stun on the pistol round and I died, I would buy the wall. And if I did use my pistol, or if I did use my stun, I would buy the wall. Right? As long as we get to this 3300 mark, we're pretty chill. But again, you will get counted by outlaws, so if you're on maps like Icebox, I wouldn't even recommend buying it. But the other thing you can do that I've been liking a lot, even on agents like this or Rays, is just buying a shorty or a frenzy and just going for a kill. It's a lot nicer, because the sheriff can be very, very hit or miss, right? And it's quite expensive at 800 credits. You can buy a Marshal either if you don't want to buy any util. Marshal can be very strong, especially as you can see after this buff with Neon. It is pretty strong. But you can also buy something like a Bookie. Like, I would recommend a Bookie more than I'd recommend a Sheriff right now. As you can see, you can run, jump around, and just mess people up with the Bookie. Very, very good. Like, you can run up into these closer range areas like here, or you can try and get up here, or in here. Bookie's good, man. If you did get more money, you can buy a Stinger. Stinger is OP as... it's OP as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. Especially with this new slide. As you can see, you can just mess people up with this gun. It's very good. But if you don't want to spend any money, go for Shorty or Frenzy. These are both very safe, very solid options. You get a lot more util with them. If you want to spend a bit more, go for one of those. And if you want to spend big money, go for the Stinger. It's quite expensive. But that's essentially how I would go about it. And if you do win the pistol round, your money would look like an extra 1,000 or so. Just buy yourself a Spectre, buy yourself a Stinger. I wouldn't recommend the Guardian or the Bulldog really on Neon. It just doesn't suit the type of gunfights you want. Or you can buy a Bucky or a Judge. Again, those guns are super good. Judge is still crazy strong, as you can see. The gun is just messed up. But that's essentially the economy with Neon. Those, and then of course you want to go for your Vandal or your Phantom in the end. I prefer Phantom actually quite a lot on Neon. I think it's really nice with the new slide, because you can just again run, slide at people and just keep spraying down. If you tag one bullet, they're going to be very, very stuck in place. It's pretty nice. You can also run a gun with it. But yeah, that's how I go about the economy on Neon. Shorty's a pretty funny gun. Don't forget to abuse it. Buy a cool skin. It'll make you feel better. And yeah, we'll move on. Alright, so what is your role on attack as Neon? Neon, again, is a super fast-paced entry fragger, so you want to be in the front lines, you want to be going crazy. But that does not mean you want to run in blind with no utility, okay? Neon is fast-paced, but that doesn't mean you just go in on your own, okay? It is very easy to int on Neon and just get no value out of your life. We don't want to do that, okay? So, like, let's say, for example, we are attacking C, okay? So, to start off, we'll usually do, like, some sort of jump spot, get some info, see if there's a guy opping here, any of that stuff, right? And we'll run up close, nice and aggressive. And then the key with Neon is you wait for your team, okay? Your team are not as fast as you. They all got some beta male legs. They will take a lot longer than you to make that distance, alright? So we want to wait for our skies, our sovas, our fades, anyone with utility that's going to help us. We want to wait for our smokes to drop. We want to wait for our flashes, then we can go. That is the very big mistake I see all sorts of Neon players make, is just going, you know, guns blazing, running up, and then they die with no trade, and they're like, damn, my team are awful. I hate my life. Or they're like, damn, I am awful. Why did I miss that shot? You know what I mean? It doesn't, like, the key to a good entry fragger is not the amount of frags you're actually getting. It's the refrags. That's the main thing here with entry fragging, okay? If I run out here and die and it doesn't get traded, that's a really bad death, okay? I didn't do anything. All I did was give a little bit of info where the enemies are. Whereas if I run up here close, I wait for my team a little bit, I see my smokes drop, maybe I get a flash here. This map, you actually rarely get flashes, but maybe I get a flash, you know, maybe I get a breach here. We love breach, but if there's no breach, then we can just go, you know what I mean? After all the utility starts getting sent out, that's when we're allowed to go. That is the go-ahead, right? So you're chilling there, you do your entries, you run, you jump out, you slide backside, and you try and get yourself into a nice aggressive position, right? If you kill the guy here, it's a lot easier. Let's say you killed Killjoy and she was there, boom. Now we can get up super aggressively. If you can get yourself posted in one of these like CT areas, whether it's waterfall or up here, it is very easy to hold the bomb site after you get the bomb down, right? If we sit back, now you can't get here the whole time, okay? It's all based on timing. If you got out here quickly and the enemy haven't rotated yet, you can get yourself in here. You're gonna have to get a feel for this to know when you're able to, so you're gonna have to int a little bit before you're gonna figure it out fully. But getting nice and aggro up here in some of these aggro positions and then keep falling back, that is going to have the highest success rate to actually blowing up the bomb. Right? The bomb is the objective. That's all we need. The kills themselves don't really matter. It's mainly about the pressure you cause from being up here, right? Even if you don't do anything, let's say you get up here and you jiggle peek and then you just have to run back, okay? This pressure is caused now. The enemy are going to start using utility in this area, even if you're not here anymore. And that is really good because that means they don't have it to retake the bomb site. That is the main takeaway there, okay? Right, we don't want to be sitting back here in main as Neon. We don't have any utility to get them off the bomb, really. All we have is a stun, and that's probably been used on the entry. So we want to just use ourselves as a body on site, okay? And that is basically attack. The only other thing, again, is you can pull fakes with Neon quite aggressively. Because of your sprint meter. Because you can rotate so fast, right? You can just run, jump out like this, and then just run away. That is the only other real thing you can do on Neon. You're never really lurking on this agent. It doesn't suit it. It's mainly faking, not lurking, that you can do on Neon. But of course, you can have the odd lurk just to throw a wrench in the works. And that's essentially Neon on attack. It's very standard. You play with your team. This agent is very team reliant. And you just go mess some people up. You use your stuns in whatever way you think you need to try and clear some corners. Alright. Boom. And you run it up and get the bomb site. And that's it. So we'll move on to defense. Alright, so Neon on defense. Neon loves to fight over contested spaces, which is why I think she's very strong on a map like Lotus. Because everyone and their mother is fighting over A main, or they're fighting over C main. You can do both, they're both pretty good. But I would default to A main, because in ranked especially, there's not many Vipers, so it's a lot easier to take this area. And you just take it pretty standard, right? You just fight over A main. You toss your stun there, and you want to make it over to rubble. You can also toss your wall up like this, if you want to make it to rubble as well. Boom. Alright, now we're chilling behind this wall. You can get into one of these super aggressive positions. It's really nice for you. Again, we want our teammates' utility to help us get into these aggressive positions. We don't just go there blind. We don't go and play here on our own. If no one else is playing with us, you're better off to just run away. And that's basically how you do it. The other great thing about Neon is she's actually pretty good at opping on defense because of how fast she can rotate. Right. One of the great things about ops is the ability to move around so fast. Like, you'll see Jet, the reason she's so good at opping is because she can stand in the open and then she can get out super, super fast. Neon's not going to be able to do that as consistently. You can do it like this if you have a corner, kind of like Yoru, and then you can slide out, but it's not as consistent as Jet because Jet is goated for the op. But the main thing that you have for Neon is you can take a shot and you can run away. Right, the enemies in high elo, especially if they know you're opping on A, their team is calling, let's just go C, fuck that, we don't want to fight the op, it's cringe, and the op is bad on retakes. So you can take your shot and you can run straight over towards a different bomb site, over towards C here, and you can beat their rotate times, and you can pop, get another kill. Really nice. The op is pretty good on this agent. Don't let anyone tell you you can't op on this agent. Especially if your team is playing a lot slower, it can be super good. And after this patch, you can do this with the op. You can get super, super, super aggressive with the thing. You can see all the snipers are actually like mega fast with the new slide. They're pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty good. But that's the main thing, is Neon is super good at rotating fast. So never ever anchor a bomb site, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be sitting back here just kind of waiting like you're playing Cypher or something. You're always on the move. You're always on the go, go, go. Just wherever you hear the enemies first, I would hit that space. Like, if you're standing here, okay, and the enemies start pushing C, just sprint towards C. Don't even give it a second. I always say, in ranked at least, give the enemies one fake, right? If they fake you once, shame on you. You know what I mean? It's whatever. Shame on them. I don't really care about the save, but just give them one fake. Believe it once. After that, you don't have to rotate as fast. But you don't want to be sitting here waiting if the enemy aren't faking. You know what I mean? You never want to be that guy who's just sitting here waiting. Especially on a duelist who can rotate this fast. Right. And if the enemy are starting to pull these fakes, you can play a bit more aggressively in these positions, right? Instead of just running guns blazing, you can get up nice and far, so you can hear them, right? You can clear all your corners, and you can stay in an aggro position like this, waiting for them to rotate back into you. That will give you a bit more success on defense. You don't have to just run it up the entire time. You can play safe. You can even op if you want. There's a lot of ways to play this. And the big thing about Neon ult that I'm gonna say now is, don't pop this at the start of the round. You want to pop this when the enemy are in what we like to call flash zones, right? So a flash zone is a space where the enemy can't really run away. Like, of course, it's for flashes. That's the main way to use this, right? So let's say the enemy get up into like this position or something, right? A flash would go crazy there, right? Because they can't run away. That's the main thing with Neon ult. If it is an actual full-on fight that is going to happen and they cannot disengage from the fight, that's when Neon ult is really strong. You can sit here and you can jiggle peek corners with it like this. It's really annoying to play against. Or of course you can just slide out and go crazy. But that's it with Neon, right? Your stuns, they're really nice to slow people down as well. Like, you can play back here. This is the thing, when you're coming from like a rotate, let's say you were playing C and you come back here. This stun, like, that will stop the push completely for a bit. You can get down onto the bomb site and then you can actually fight for it with your team. Very, very strong agent, this one. I really am a big fan of these changes for Neon. I'm going to be spamming her a lot more. I'm going to be streaming a lot as well. The streams are coming back. I'm going to be spamming Neon for a bit. And we're going to make some just regular old my gameplay videos if you're interested in that. We're also going to be making guides every week now. I'm going to try and make them every Friday. We'll see though. I don't know exactly my schedule yet, but anyway, if you like my guides, like so, all that shit. If you want to have a nice yap session, join the Discord as well. It's going to be down below. And yeah, that is basically everything on Neon. I'm excited to play this one. If you love Neon, I'm going to be making a lot more of pro analysis on Neon. And yeah, going to be it from me. So thanks for watching, like, sub, all that shit. And yeah, see you later.